Yes, I'm ready now.
Okay, this is an RS test. We start part one.
Yes.
Topic is about teacher.
All right.
Do you want to be a teacher in the future?
Well, I never thought about becoming teacher with my life, but if I can have a chance and opportunity to become a teacher for a certain subject, yes, I want to be a teacher. Um, I want to teach painting and playing music instrument or some exercise class as art form to let them understand how to express their thoughts and emotions with those different methods except verbal language. It will be really interesting and fun.
hmm do you remember one of your teachers?
Yeah, I actually remember several my teachers who have had a significant impact on my academic and personal development. But among them, I have one person who stands out in my brain strongly. Her name is Sarah. She was my art teacher, and she had a very unique style of teaching about her subject, and it was she made all the complex and difficult subject in very manageable and easy way for the student to understand.
Okay. What were your primary school teachers like?
My primary teachers, most of teachers from my elementary school were very enthusiastic about teaching, and they actually wanted to make good shape for the students, including me, uh, our futures, including career and attitude and leadership, overall like communication skills, and mostly most things related to our life. So I appreciate their effort and attitude overall, but yeah, and that influenced me really good way, and that's why I think I'm good enough person, I guess.
Mhm. Mhm. Do you have a favorite teacher?
My favorite teacher, I would say Sarah. I just mentioned before. She, especially she spent a lot of interest and effort on me when I was in middle school because she had a certain expectation uh, about me because she saw some potential that I can reach. So yeah, and she helped me to introduce. She introduced me a lot of good artists from painting and music and other form of art field.
Mhm. Okay, next topic is dream and ambition. What was your childhood dream?
When I was a child, I think I wanted to be an astronaut because after I watched the movie Star Trek, I had a certain dream of traveling in space because I often just looking at the sky and gaze all the stars at night and thinking about what I could feel if I'm on the spacecraft in the universe, all the lightlessness and all the different environment, or maybe possibility of encountering aliens, and those things just amazed me all the time.
Mhm. Are you the kind of person who sticks to dreams?
I definitely believe that I'm the person who stick to my dream all the time, but I actually put everything I could do to achieve that certain aim. But however, but sometimes I fail, but I take it the fail as a part of process to achieve my aim again. So I don't really give up. So that's my kind of motto. So I can't really say I'm a very hardworking person to achieve my goal and aims.
Mhm. What is your dream job?
My dream job, I am interested in sustainable energy industry. So since the old uh, energy resources, including fuels and gasoline, I think they are changing to electronic or like sun powers or wind powers or something. So I wanted to be expert in that renewable and sustainable energy field in the future someday. And I also want to make really good contribution uh, to human mankind through that working in that industry.
Mhm. Do you think you are an ambitious person?
Oh yeah, I think I'm an ambitious person because I want to improve my life every day and every year. I only compare myself. I also sometimes compare myself with others to learn some good habits or good attitude from others. And those attitude they actually helps me to broaden my horizons and improve my perspectives in various ways. And yeah, uh, I don't really have like super big dream like Elon Musk to move human mankind in Mars or Moon, but I think I am eager to achieve to be successful with my life, and that's why I believe I'm an ambitious person.
Mhm. Okay, let's move on part two.
All right.
You need to describe a place you plan to travel to that is far away from your home in the future.
Mhm.
You should say where it would be, when you would like to go, and how you would like to go there, what would do there, who you would go with, and please explain why you would like to visit the place. Before you speaking, I will give you a minute. Okay, time's up. Please describe a place you plan to travel to that is far away from your home in the future.
One place that I wanted to travel in the future is Tokyo. Uh, Tokyo has been my uh, dream place to travel since last year. After I watched the documentary about sushi expert, the chef story inspired me to visit Tokyo strongly. Uh, there are also various activities I wanted to experience in Tokyo. First, uh, I wanted to visit Tokyo Museum because the museum exhibits a lot of paintings from various regions internationally, including Vincent van Gogh and Picasso and other renowned painters and artists, and I wanted to experience that artistic atmosphere, and that will be so remarkable experience. And secondly, Tokyo is very famous for a mix of tradition and modernity of architecture. So during the travel, I believe I can feel the beauty of traditional buildings, including temples and traditional park, and also the high skyscrapers and all the modernity buildings. And those looking at those buildings together will be so amazing for me. The lastly, I wanted to visit Tokyo River Park. Uh, uh, Somehow, after some famous Japanese drama made huge influence to Korean since last year, it became a trend to have sushi with sake at the Tokyo River Park. So I wanna go there
Okay,
with my
time's up.
boyfriend. Right.
Mm-hmm. 10 seconds is over.
Hmm.
Let's move on part three.
Hmm.
Uh, where do people usually travel on holidays?
During holidays, people travel certain locations depend on their circumstance and their preference. For example, some people might want to go to some place in nearby distance for little uh, getaway, and also they could, if they have a long period of time for the weekend and holiday, they could go for extended vacation for a long time. So it definitely depends on their situation and their preference.
Mhm. Why do some people think it is enjoyable to stay at home on holidays?
Mm, that's an interesting question. I think everyone has their own personality. Maybe some people recharge themselves by not being active, including like listening to music or reading books or just staying at home watching some movies. Those kind of activities actually made them recharge and rejuvenate. And maybe they feel exhausted of seeing others in outdoor. So those could be a good reason for the question.
Mhm. How do students who have taken a gap year differ from other students?
I think most the students who had a gap year most of students who had gap year had some different experience compared to those students who don't. First, they might traveled or had an internship, or they could have run some smart store or startup company. So they definitely have a variety of experience, and which broaden their horizons and uh, improve their perspectives. And they also developed their social skills by encountering uh, the people in the different field, because most students just go to school and meet the same classmate and study same major all the time. So those things like different perspective, different experience may also like they could have a developed valuation about future. So those things could be the biggest difference between uh, student who took a gap year and who don't.
Mhm. Do teenagers usually travel with friends or alone?
I think teenagers tend uh, to enjoy activities with their peers all the time. So I guess so. I think most teenagers love to do things with their friend all the time, including travel. So because during the travel together they can actually share uh, the cherished moment as a beautiful memory, and also they can help each other about finding the destination or taking photo of each other, and through that travel they can delve into building deeper relationship with each other. So those things are with those reasons. I think most students and teenagers wanted to travel together.
Mhm. What do you think is the most desirable place for people to visit during the holiday?
I think most people have their own fantasy about travel. Maybe some people wanted to travel Hawaii because that's one of famous place. Hawaii could provide some relaxed moment to laying down on the beach and get some sunshine, and that moment will be one of the most memorable memory in their life. And maybe some others also wanted to. On the other hand, maybe some others want to go to Paris because Paris is very famous for delicious cuisine and beautiful art, and also diverse tapestry of the culture. So it depends on their interest and their budget and their time limit. So people would choose some place where they desire to visit with their life.
Hmm. Okay. What does tourism have to do with cultural exchange?
For cultural exchange, tourism, that's very unusual question. I never thought about it before. Just let me think about it for a moment. Tourism exchange. Okay, during travel in different place, people will encounter a diverse cultural difference, including fashion and historical landmark, or people's attitude and music, and even infrastructure of the society. So through tourism, people can exchange uh, what they value by communication and exchanging certain souvenirs or experiencing different cuisines and table manners or uh, just different perspectives about economic growth or including overall everything. So there are various ways to improve those things together, but I think just uh, immerse themselves in that culture will be the best way to exchange their cultural advantages to each other.
Hmm. Okay, great.
Thank you.
Mm. How
Here you
about
go.
exchange the feedback after my
Sure,
exam?
sure, 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 sure. No
Hmm.
problem. All right. Now it's time for you. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. How do you go to work or school?
Uh, when I work at hospital last year, I used to take subway because the Unjeong subway station was near my home. So yeah, I used to take subway when I worked.
Mm-hmm. So, what's the most popular means of transportation in your hometown?
In my hometown, Paju, most people prefer to use public transportations and especially subway because, as I mentioned, the subway station was located in the center of my hometown, so it is quite convenient to use.
Hmm. How far is it from your home to workplace?
Oh, when I work, uh, my workplace was located in Gangnam, so it took it took 2 hours by taking subway. So during the commute time, I used to play with my smartphone. I used to watch Netflix or YouTube.
Hmm. Do you think people will drive more in the future?
I think in the future, people don't need to spend their time for driving because in the future, maybe driverless car uh, would be popular. So, so yeah, I think in the future, people don't need to waste their time for driving.
Hmm. Do you go running a lot?
Yes, running is my favorite hobby, and I like go for a run. I try to take I try to take jogging 3 times a week for my health.
Okay. Where do you usually go running?
I usually go Kyoha Park, which is located near my home. Especially I love the working course, which belongs to Kyoha River.
Right. When was the last time you went running?
Last week I went for a jog because I got stressed from my English study, and jogging was quite helpful to relieve my stress and also feel refreshed.
W- What do you think of running as a sport?
I think running is the best outdoor activity, especially for modern people, because nowadays most people don't have enough time to do exercise. But I think running just uh, needs 30 minutes. Uh, so I think it is the best exercise for modern people.
Okay. Now is part two.
Mhm,
Describe an important decision you made.
mhm.
I'm gonna count 1 minute.
Okay.
All right, time's up.
Okay. I'm gonna explain about an important decision I made. There are many things. However, I would like to talk about choosing my career. When I was a high school student, uh, I needed to make my career, and also needed to choose my major. But at the time, I didn't know what I really to want to do, or what was my interest. So at the time, I chose to take volunteer work. So I had an opportunity to experience volunteer work at Seoul National Museum. Uh, my job was guiding children and also disabled people at museum. And after this volunteer work, I could know that I liked helping other people, especially children or old people and also disabled people. Uh, so after this experience, I chose my major as nursing, and I think uh, it was uh, it was a great decision. And yeah, I think this volunteer work was my turning point in my life, and from this experience, I could made a great decision.
All right, exactly 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Uh, Now I'm gonna ask you a few more questions during part three. Do you think children sometimes have to make important decisions?
Uh, I think children, I think their parents usually make important decision for their children because most children don't have uh, enough wisdom to make their own decision. So, and also, their parents have uh, already have a lot of life experience. So, usually their parents try to make important decision for their kids.
Mhm. What important decisions do teenagers need to make after graduation?
Hmm. After after graduating from high school, uh, they need to earn money by themselves. So before graduating, they need to make their career, and also they need to choose uh, their job. So, during high school period, I think children need to try make their own careers, and also they need to have enough opportunities to experience various workplace like shops or hospitals or offices. From this experience, I think children can make their own careers.
Who can uh, who can help children when making a decision?
Hmm. I think others, those around the children, can give them advice for them, uh, like teachers or their parents. I think when teenagers have or children have some problem, their parents or teachers can give some great advice for them. And also sometimes their friends are can can become uh, become good supporters for them, because sometimes uh, friends can fully understand fully understand them. So I think when they have some problem, they can be helped from uh, their teachers, parents, and also their friends.
All right. Do you think advertisement can influence our decisions when shopping?
Absolutely, yes. Because by watching advertisement, people want to buy that product from advertisement. So a lot of companies try to make great advertisement to uh, promote their selling. So so I think people are usually influenced by advertisements.
All right. Um, do you think the influence of advertising is good?
Mm, uh, I think advertisements have advertisements have uh, positive and also negative points. On the one hand, mm, advertisements can provide some good information uh, to public about about their products information. So it could be helpful to choose products for customers. But on the other hand, uh, advertisements can provide uh, useless information for people and to promote people to buy some some products. And so, uh, especially teenagers or children are easily influenced by advertisement. Uh, so I think the government needs to make some measures uh, to regulate these kinds of advertisements.
Okay. How do people usually make important decisions?
People, when they need to make important decisions, they usually share with their close people, like their family or friends, because because sometimes their family and friends can can give some advice, and also uh, they they have various perspectives, so they can provide some good solutions for them. So I think when people have some problems, they usually share with their friends or family.
All right. Um, yeah, well done.
Oh, is it end?
Yeah, that was
Oh,
sixth question.
right. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, for your feed, I'll give feedback first. During part one, it was all good, but the you answered right. I mean the topic sentence, the main sentence, main
Mhm,
answer. If you can add more details, it will be
mhm,
better. It was too short, so
okay.
I was going to give you another topics during part
Mhm,
one because
mhm,
these days some examiners give three different topics during part one
mhm,
because part
mhm,
one, the test taker must fulfill like 4 or 5 minutes. So if your answer is
mhm,
too short, and the
mhm,
examiner will give you more questions.
mhm.
Okay, so
Okay.
overall it was okay, but it was too short. I mean, most
Mhm,
of your the backup like details was only one or two reason. It was mostly one reason. So if you
mhm,
could add more like how do you go to work? I commute to work
mhm, mhm,
by primarily subway because it is
Mhm.
efficient and
Mhm.
environmentally friendly and
Mhm.
also very economically cheap. And
Mhm.
it helps me to ride in various area of my city, including my
Mhm.
workplace. So I definitely
Mhm.
this is best public transportation means for me. So for now, so
Mhm.
yeah, you can just add a little bit. So
Mhm. Okay.
yeah, that will be really really good. So
Mhm.
during part one, I didn't really find any grammar mistake much,
Mhm.
but during part two, you were like you were talking about the high school stories that you volunteered and
Mhm.
you didn't know what was the interesting. So you were supposed to say like what interesting was, or you were saying what
Mhm.
was interesting. That's the
Mhm.
question. You know what I'm saying, right?
All right.
Yeah, yeah. So except that it was good, but uh, the problem was part three. I could feel that you were thinking about the answer while you are talking. So I
Mm,
could
yeah.
feel you were looking for the vocabulary that you wanted to say, and
Mhm.
that was hard for me to follow your speaking.
Mhm.
So to
Mm,
understand you, I had to pay a lot of attention
mhm.
because you were keep looking for next vocabularies.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that was lack of idea. I think
Mhm.
if you practice a little bit, building
Mhm.
ideas or more, and
Mhm.
that will be better.
Okay. Thank you, sister. Okay. My turn.
Yeah.
The part one is great, and part two. You start the example sushi video, the
Yeah. Watching
video
like sushi documentary.
sushi documentary, right?
Yeah.
But you answered museum
Museum.
and architectures and park,
Yeah.
right? So I think, oh, where is sushi video?
Oh yeah.
So
Then that's the problem of coherence.
yeah, so
Yeah.
just make add some sushi. So
Thank you for
yeah.
letting me know.
hmm And part three.
Mhm.
The first question, where do people usually travel on holiday? You answered about depends on their uh, their
Circumstance.
holiday
Yeah.
or time. Depends on their times or days off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so please tell me about more about where.
Oh, yeah, right. So I need
Mm-hmm.
to answer directly, like Jeju Island.
Yeah,
People usually go
yeah.
to Jeju Island all the time when they have holiday.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's more correct.
Uh-huh. I see.
And also at part five, uh, the question is about the most place. What do you think is the most desirable place for people to
Hmm.
visit during the holiday? You said two places,
Yeah,
Hawaii
Hawaii
and
and
Paris.
Paris.
Depends on.
Hmm.
I think uh you already said you already said a lot, so you can choose one.
Oh, you're right. I should answer
Mm-hmm.
one.
Yeah, just one.
Hawaii.
It's enough. I think it is enough.
Okay.
And part three, the question number six. I think you uh, need to have some brainstorming about this question. The question is about what does tourism have to do with cultural exchange?
Yeah, that was a hard question.
Yeah,
So,
I didn't know what tourism have to do.
uh-huh.
So yeah, you need to think about it.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, that's all.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for your feedback.
Yeah.
How do you study these days?
Actually, I'm looking for my new teacher now, so
Mhm. Are you
yeah, it is
looking
quite
for like
hard.
foreign teacher or like Korean teacher?
I just want to search Korean teacher, but it is not easy.
Uh-huh.
Mm. Uh, how do you study with teacher or
Well, I
academic
tried
classroom?
several teachers before, but it didn't really
Mhm.
work out for me. So these
Mm,
days, I try to memorize all the vocabularies, but even though I
mhm,
memorized some vocabularies to certain topics, but it's hard to bring them out when I have this
mhm.
test. So
Yeah.
even though you memorize something with writing